45 million.
I don't understand what you're
Not
talking
good at
about.
maths, but that does sound like more.
Bro, welcome to the Part-Time Podcast. It's the Fabulous Five today. We've got Chris, we got Ron, we got Ollie, and we got Alvin in the building.
The villain.
The villain. Crazy.
I love Vegeta.
Vegeta. Crazy week in football this week. And we're talking about football, not the Super Bowl. But first and foremost, we're going to start off with Man City and Liverpool. What happened there, Chris? What happened to your team? Where did the wheels fall off? Tell us about it.
Listen, them wheels fell off from the Villa game. We lost 7-2. There ain't no denying that.
At least we got someone that's realistic. You know, Dan, we probably could have been around the houses, you know, but no, it might be realistic.
Listen, going into that game, I had no expectations that Liverpool were going to win it. Not one. If anyone had
no
expectations. Nah, why would I have an expectation for that?
Because you're at home.
You just lost 2 games.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought if this is the greatest team of all time, you're gonna step up and not lose 3 in a row.
Who said we're the greatest of all time?
Yeah, don't sit here like Liverpool fans. We're not
Liverpool
banging
fans.
this drum.
Who said we're the greatest of all time?
Liverpool fans.
The majority of Liverpool fans, or a small section of Liverpool fans?
I would say the majority I've spoke to have thrown your name in the conversation. I know you were throwing your name in the conversation last season.
To say that we're the greatest of all time? For what?
Say you're one of the greatest.
No, I don't want to say one of the greatest. Why would I say one of the greatest when we only won the Premier League? If we won the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, and League Cup,
this ain't gonna be fun because he's just being realistic. I'm like, how am I supposed to wind him up?
Lads, we found him. We found the one realistic Liverpool fan.
Like I said, and Roy Keane summed it up. Like I said, we ain't got no championship mentality.
Yeah,
we haven't.
I almost feel like you're actually being harsh now. You're going almost too far.
I'm being truthful because Liverpool, right? When we won the league, we were the underdogs. Like I said, because Man City were the top. We had to beat Man City. The season before, we had to beat Man City.
Yeah.
Now that we won the league, we're like, shit, what we gotta do now? Look, we ain't got nothing to work towards. So
it's hard the second time round as well.
Yeah, of course.
But do you think
we haven't helped ourselves? Alisson yesterday didn't help us one bit. Trent didn't help us one bit. And like I said, enough free up top.
So where do you think the problems are then? Where do you think the problems are then?
Of course, the main problem, we ain't got no centre backs. Well, of course, we've got some in January, but that's our main issue. That's where we're going to leak goals. We're going to leak goals 24/7 because we got 2 centre mids at centre back. But my issue is that we're not scoring up top.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're supposed to have the 3 deadliest forwards in the world right now, and they're not performing. Yeah, Salah's got 15 goals this season, but what has that got us? Nothing. I'm not saying goals are everything because they're not, but they're not scoring. Mane's not banging, Firmino's not banging, Salah's banging, but he should have more than 15 goals with the amount of chances that he's had.
He can't do it all himself, though, innit? Well,
but when he's in a position and has those opportunities, he has to be taking them, and he's not taking them. Like I said,
I know Alfred's been heavy on Firmino's case, isn't it, Alfred? So this is probably a great little segue for you to go into your little Firmino.
Our weekly Bobby Firmino bashing.
Firmino clapping. I'm gonna do and Mesut Ozil and slide over to Ollie because I think he had a question before me, and then I'm gonna take Liverpool on.
I was just gonna ask the question. Do you think it's like you mentioned mentality there? Do you think it's almost like a hangover, like 50 years of frustration and desire accumulated in the win last
50.
year, and then what?
You rounded that up, isn't it? 50.
Whatever it is, what is it? You made it seem like 50.
30,
30, yeah. 100 years of like desire.
It feels like both of the seasons are just merged into one. It still feels like it's last season because after coronavirus, that's when our dip kind of started. And the transfer window was for us to recruit to improve in areas that we needed. Like Alfred's probably going to go and be like with Firmino. He's not a striker, so we need a striker, and that wasn't brought in.
I'm not gonna. Today, I'm not actually gonna attack.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm not gonna attack Firmino because he had these shots, a few of these shots anyway. I'm not gonna like keep repeating myself there. The one I will repeat myself on though, and everybody.
Really I know where he's going because he's smiling his face.
But I said that Thiago was not the right signing for Liverpool. I have told you guys this. He doesn't fit the style of play that you guys put into place. You guys are a crossing team, right? And trying to like, and a pressing team, and trying to. I think you're turning him into a little bit of a bottleneck. Yes, I do think that your strikers are not as efficient or as effective as they were probably last season, but I do think that with bringing Thiago in, you're almost like making a bit of a statement as to this is the type of football that you want to play, which I don't think is authentically Liverpool. But I want to know what you think about that.
No.
He's so happy with that question. Look at the way he posed it and then stepped away from it.
Is Thiago playing the role that Klopp picked him for? No.
Why did he buy him?
No, but I'm asking the question, like I said, is he playing the role that Klopp brought him for? No. Because the main people that are supposed to be supporting him were supposed to be Henderson and Fabinho.
Yeah.
Where are they? They're centre-backs.
Yeah.
So now Thiago's basically playing Fabinho's position where he has to spray the ball left, right, and centre. He hasn't got the freedom which is supposed to be given to him.
That's why he played for Bayern Munich, though. That's why he played for Bayern Munich.
Yeah, but he still had freedom. They didn't need to do what he wanted. Yes or no?
Not really. He's not a goal scorer. He's a controller. He dictates, isn't it? I just think. Do you remember? I said this. I've been saying this for 3 years, and I've been getting killed. Your midfield is not built on quality, and I don't mean that as a diss. That's just truth. The midfield is built on legs because you've now put a quality player in there. He's better than all your midfielders put together, right? As a footballer. But we're like, oh, he's not running around enough. It's just exposing that to do that role, you don't need to have quality. He's overqualified for that position. It's true. It's true because all you need to do is run around, cover up, sweep up, and then feed it to Trent and feed it to Robertson, and they'll cross.
Yeah, but everyone knows Liverpool's game now, and that's the issue.
Yeah, all I want to say is I was right when I said this midfield is dry.
You're saying that Thiago was overqualified for that midfield. He was brought in to improve that midfield to get away from that, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. But now, exactly. But we're seeing it's not as easy to play football, to be intricate. You need more ballers in there with him. You can't be asking him to play to Gini Wijnaldum. And
I'm not expecting, because I'm expecting Wijnaldum to do his job, and I'm expecting whoever else is going to partner them to do their job. But our two main centre mids that do the work are centre backs. What can we do that? That's like saying, oh, Pogba, centre back, McTominay, centre back for United, right? And expected the same work in the midfield.
Just quickly, let me ask a question. I want the camera to zoom in on him. Ask this question. Who played up front for Man City yesterday?
The best youngest English player in the front.
Is he a striker?
No.
Oh, so teams can adapt then. They can, good teams adapt with challenges and they work through it.
Fernandinho's played like
centre back, yeah.
I'm just saying, man, like they're playing. They played you without Aguero. That Jesus, they said, we don't need a striker.
Alfred, did De Bruyne play yesterday? I didn't see him yesterday.
Did Laporte play yesterday? He didn't play yesterday. It's like...
But it doesn't matter because Man City are the best team in the Premier at the moment, and they have been for the last 3 seasons.
Nah, but see, okay, maybe this isn't at you, but this is to all the Liverpool fans that were saying this team's generational. This is one of the best teams ever. If you're one of the best teams ever, you deal with injuries. You can't be saying, 2 players are injured and everything falls apart.
Did you hear me say that?
Not you, but you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not funny. So I'm saying, if all those Liverpool fans out there listen to me, you ain't generational. You're on the same level as
You're on
Leicester
smoke
City.
today, aren't you? You're on smoke today. You like smoke.
Alvin, I happily agree with you on that one. We are literally just like Leicester.
Man,
When
it's
they
not
won
fun. It's not fun when he's just agreeing with me. Like,
I hate hearing you like this. This is bad.
not at all.
Not even fun.
Nah, but it's in terms of that championship mentality, right? We haven't got it the same way Leicester didn't have it. They won the league, but then after that, what happened? They flopped, and that's what Liverpool are doing right now.
Someone
Nah,
FaceTime
in all fairness,
FaceTime Dan.
just so it doesn't look like I'm just on smoke. Let me give a more considered approach. I actually don't agree with you. I get what you're saying, but I just think this team, if you look at their ages, they're all like 29, 30, like Salah, Mane, Firmino, Henderson, all those guys, right? And they've been pushed so hard for the last 3 seasons, and they've done so well. It is natural sometimes that you will see just a drop, and people will figure out how you play. People figure out that, if you can cut off the supply to the fullbacks, then they haven't got much of an idea in midfield.
But it wasn't even that. Like I said, Villa gave everyone the blueprint of how to beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but is that a this season thing? 'Cause I don't remember your defense being that high last season.
I don't know. I'm not too sure.
You look at that Villa game, Ollie, you'll be able to say on this. If you look at that Villa game, Villa played well.
Yeah,
But some of the goals, they weren't like, but you just played the ball over the top, and
It was almost like classic Stoke City Route 1 stuff. Like it wasn't that sophisticated, but we're just catching a cold.
But it was that consistency of Liverpool trying to pass it around. Villa just sat and waited, and as soon as we pushed too far forward, boom, break line, boom, go.
Okay, let me ask you this quickly, Alfred, before you let off. There's one question though, because I just got to check, man, if there's contradiction. If I see a bit of contradiction, because you just said that you talk about the Villa game, but Van Dijk played in the Villa game. Yeah. So, but you were just saying like, we're missing Van Dijk, we're missing these centre backs, but the centre backs were fit in the Liverpool game.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said earlier.
No, did I say we're missing Van Dijk? We're missing Gomez. So
what are you missing then?
I didn't say that. I just said that we got 2 of our centre mids playing centre back. That was it. And that's how we're going to leak goals.
But those centre mids were playing centre mid in the Villa game.
Oh man, I used to we used to play versus Liverpool. We used to give Liverpool so much almost like respect, especially when they were passing at the back. I think that a lot of people did. And there was one game when we played them, and then Reece Nelson kept nicking the ball off them because he came in and said, you know what, these guys are passing the ball slow. Let me take the ball off them. And you realize that actually when you attack them head on, and that's what Villa, I think, started doing first, is like they were not scared of them at the back. They attacked them, they pressed them, they hit the ball over the top. And eventually they just started fumbling. And I think that was the blueprint.
But there's no energy to Liverpool's game at the moment. Even you saw against Man City yesterday. Man City were pressing us left, right, and centre. But then as soon as Liverpool had control of the ball, there was no avenue, nowhere to go. Thiago kept going sideways, not going forward or nothing like that, because the 3 up front weren't really even moving that much. When Trent eventually got down the right-hand side, wanted to cross the ball in, all you had was Firmino in the box.
Yeah.
Whereas if you look to last season, like I said, you'll have Henderson and Wijnaldum pushing forward, trying to get into the box as well. We're not getting that this season.
So if you had your pick, say everyone's fit, right? Who are you starting in that midfield?
Whoa.
It's one of them ones where it's so Fabinho's definitely holding midfield, but then it's just the 2 you're gonna have in front of him. So it's either going to be, I think Thiago has to be there. But then, of course, it's going to be Henderson or Wijnaldum. It's going to have to be one out of those 2, isn't it? Both of them are workhorses, but it depends which kind of workhorse that you actually want. So
was Alfred right when he said that Thiago was the wrong signing for Liverpool?
No.
Bro, you're going to find out soon. There's a lot of signings that are nice for other teams. And then when you put them in your team, they're just not the right fit. It happens.
What's bad is I'd love to. I think Thiago would be so good for us.
Do you think so? Because Hold on 1 second, first and foremost, because I know, Alvin, you give Liverpool a lot of flack about their footballing team ability. But let's just call a spade a spade. Man United don't play attractive football either.
Was like,
You got McTominay. You talk about
Exactly.
Henderson. You man got Fred and McTominay, so you can't be throwing like bricks and what's that? Glass houses.
But I'm not. I'm saying we that's what we're in Thiago. Like Thiago would improve that. But we don't have a rigid system.
Is that not the same argument for Thiago belonging at Liverpool?
Thank you, Ali. That's exactly what I just said.
No. Same thing.
No. I tell you why I think it's different, because their system comes from the fullbacks providing the assists. That's what I think is different. Whereas I think Fred is supposed to provide creativity, but he is incapable of this difference. I don't think he's in there like
So sorry, I was gonna say, but he also is a workhorse. He also like intercepts a lot of balls. That's not Thiago's game. So if you get the Thiago's qualities, you lose Fred's ability to block people from actually attacking.
Not if you've got McTominay next. You don't need both of them. Like the brothers of destruction, man. Like Kane and Undertaker. We don't need both of them. Like,
would you play both? Would you play like Thiago with Bruno in the middle?
Yeah, man. Why not?
Just pass it back and forth.
Thiago is a deep lying player.
Game between the two of them, that is just passing back and forth between them.
He's a deep lying player, Thiago. He don't play that far forward. Bruno's a 10. Completely different positions.
I know when you believe something and when you don't believe something, but
it's true, man.
If you're a Liverpool fan, you would decimate that theory. But
because let me just be clear. I even said this to you online the other day, didn't I? I rate Thiago. When I was going at Liverpool's midfield, Chris, didn't I even say on the chat, apart from Thiago?
Yeah.
Don't say yeah. I definitely did. So I gotta be very clear. When I say that their midfield lacks quality, he is the bit of quality in that midfield. But they play such a
But then you try to tear down what I was just saying.
They play such a press-heavy system where you just need legs in there. I don't think we don't play with as much energy as Liverpool. No chance. If we did, then I'll completely agree with you. Just put some legs in there.
But then this is what I was trying to say. I was trying to say that Thiago was brought in to improve our midfield, change the aspect.
I agree. And I agree. I don't think he was brought in to not do that. But you have such a system that's reliant on that it's hard.
We ain't got no damn system. We got two of our midfielders in centre back. What system?
They're throwing the kitchen sink. But they're all imploding. Ron, can we not get down?
What are you looking up to, man? You're looking up to God and that.
He can't say.
But what I was gonna say is, so we can't get Dan on now to defend.
Nah, he's not answering his phone.
All right, cool. So
Green there,
I'll do a little segue here because we're obviously talking about the fact that the team that was able to crack the Da Vinci Code or the Liverpool Code was Aston Villa, and they were on show this weekend against my beloved Arsenal, and they kicked our ass. Of course, I knew that they were going to beat us. But
what you said in the group chat, but that's all right.
No. I didn't say anything on smoke. But obviously Villa won the game. Do we think that Villa are genuine top four contenders? Ali, what's your thoughts on your prospects?
I think top four's very competitive, and I think that's a very long way off where we currently are. I think if you're asking any Villa fan now, comparing last season to this season, you can't believe the improvement. You're taking it all. You're pinching yourself because it's just so good. So although top four sounds fantastic, and with the games in hand, mathematically it seems possible, I don't think there's any Villa fan that's looking at that top four and thinking, yeah, 100%. I think they're thinking we can string together wins. We can keep stringing together performances that we can be proud of. Top eight seems like somewhere where we could really fight for and something that I feel like we deserve. Top four seems like that's fairyland for me right now.
Now, I don't. Obviously, Arsenal played against Aston Villa. I don't think we're going to finish top eight at this moment, simply because I think.
Fucking eight.
No, I'm just going to put it out there because I just think that we've made a lot of really, really bad decisions when it comes, and it's more historical decisions that are hurting us now. But we've been able to clear all the dead wood. So this year was almost like changing the whole mentality of the team, making sure that the players that you have a better mindset. But you still have donkeys like David Luiz that are still gonna bite you on the like you'll be playing a great game and then David Luiz will make an error. You'll be playing a great game and then you'll concede an own goal. It's just we have too many of that's gonna like pretty much keep us from falling into that top 8 position. It's not going to be because other teams are better than us. It's going to be because we beat ourselves. And I think that we have a year of just unlearning that for us to be able to move forward and get new players in. I just feel like this is going to be the deepest transitional year that we go through. But that's my view on Arsenal.
Do you think that's coaching, or do you think that's talent?
Sorry?
Do you think that's coaching, or do you think that's talent?
I think that that's the players, because it's individual errors as opposed to tactical errors, etc., etc.
So then,
I think it's tactical, to be honest. But
I think we're more tactical than you at the moment, bro. But
oof. Think you got a little bit too much chip on your dip there, big man.
I'm just saying, you guys got 4 goals with a team that had no striker. I'm gonna be like,
didn't Man City score 4 at the Emirates? Anyway, just quickly though.
Alvin, let him talk. Let him carry on talking like I said, because he's looking at the table like.
Just a question on Arteta. Like, are you positive in him?
Yeah.
Really?
So how would you grade the job that he's doing then? Because if you're just going to say it's all individual errors, it's his job to stop that.
100%.
Yeah. No, the reason why I say that is he's not like United who can buy 80 million on Maguire. He's not like Man City that can spend 400 million on a defense. At the moment, he's had to like change the players that we won an FA Cup with players that were like underperforming, and then he changed them into winning a trophy. He can only do the best with what he's got. And so far, he hasn't really been all the signings that he's brought in, apart from Willian.
My little one.
That's what she thinks about
all
life.
the Liverpool talk.
Can't deal with it anymore.
I think that the players that were underperforming, he's been able to change. He's brought in some young players coming in, and they've been doing a phenomenal job. I think we had a lot of players that we offered contracts to, your Aubameyangs. This is why I don't want Laka to get a contract, even though he's scoring for us. Is you have a lot of players that are entering that 29s, 30s that just want to stay in London and they're looking for that big contract. You gave them all major contracts, and now they're taking their foot off the gas, which is why the kids are doing a great job. I think once we clear all of that, I am confident as an Arsenal fan that he's the right man for the job.
Well, I don't know how he's giving more sort of. I don't know how he's giving more credit than Lampard when Lampard did more than Arteta.
It's just the money with Lampard, isn't it? And they spent like 230 million, I'd say. But the question is not Lampard. Why is he being given more credit than Unai Emery? Because he's doing worse. And you're saying it's the players. It's the same players that Emery had, but Emery was getting better results.
Yeah, but then Emery is the one that spent more than any Arsenal manager combined, right? So all the players that he got were all the players that he got were his players. Whereas who's an Arteta player, right?
But he's still doing better than Arteta. I think I get what you're saying, and to a certain degree, I actually do agree with you. You got to go through a bit of pain before you come through the other side. But do you not think there's like a base level where you're like, we can't be 10th? And then you're not just 10th, the teams below you got like 2 games in hand.
Yeah, but the difference is, I don't know how other teams conduct themselves, but we know why we're in our position. And the reason why there's not as much flack is because Arsenal fans are united in that sense. Other teams are the ones that are like, oh, Ollie out, or whatever. You guys are all split. And that's why...
Are you serious? Arteta out was a big thing, man.
No, but
you guys are saying... better results.
No, but you guys are saying...
Even when they're saying Ali out was still producing the better results and got Man United to a high standard at the table. But you guys are 10th. But after tonight, you might be 11th.
Yeah, but you guys are saying that Arteta doesn't get as much flack as the other managers. First and foremost, Ollie's been a manager before, right?
No. No one's mentioned Ollie. We're talking about Unai Emery. We're comparing literally the person who was in there before, who was doing a better job but got sacked. So why is that different?
The reason is because he lost the locker room. The locker room stopped playing for him. The players stopped playing for him. And also, he had 3 years Arteta's only just passed his first year. That's the difference.
But he's still got players that are not playing for Arteta, as you said.
But at the end,
Laka's not performing.
Emre wasn't there 3 years, was he?
Yeah, he was
Emre was there
3 years. But then, and that's the difference, right? And the difference as well is Arteta answers to the Arsenal fans, not to any other team's fans. So as a team, we can see the decisions that he's making. We see what he's trying to do. And
personally, from what I see, you're probably one of the few Arsenal fans that I see that's Arteta in. If you got an Arsenal fan TV, I'd say 70-30 there, Arteta out.
Mate, most of those people can't even speak the language, bro. So I'm not even gonna take that I'm not even gonna take that like opinion on the chin, right? Because it's just emotion. It's just emotion. So I'm not gonna get people that are speaking emotionally that wanted to get fucking what's his name, Jose Mourinho before he went to Tottenham because he's the proven winner. People that make those kind of decisions, I have no time for. Whereas
you would have Arteta over Mourinho.
Well, Jose Mourinho is doing a phenomenal job with Harry Kane and Son, is he?
Well, he's doing a better job than Arteta is.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the table.
When was the last time you watched a full Tottenham game?
I've watched them against West Brom on Sunday.
That's because Man United's boring, so you can relate.
Alf, you never want to talk about your thing.
Literally, it just lashes out.
Someone asked Alf a question.
What's mad is how can you say that we're boring? We're way more exciting to watch than Arsenal. You scored like 25 goals. What are you on about?
That's because
you scored double the goals you have.
But goals doesn't mean entertainment. You're not great to
we're way more exciting to watch than Arsenal. That's a mad opinion.
Okay.
Literally, there was a point in the season where you scored less goals than Heung-min Son as a team. What are you on about?
Yeah, I know, but then that's not...
You've been one of the worst teams to watch. You're so defensive. The fans get on to Arteta about being ultra defensive all the time.
Did you watch our game versus Villa?
Yeah. You weren't good.
Just a quick one anyway. Just a quick one, Alfred.
Yeah.
Are you happy at the football that you guys are playing?
I'm happy at the growth trajectory that we're going.
No.
The way
you're politician answers.
11th or whatever.
No, I'm telling you, you guys are expecting Arsenal fans to be all up in the air like you guys are when you get a little bit lower.
Guy lashes out.
I am calm. I'm drinking Pepsi Max. I'm calm. It's like no sponsor. I'm calm. Like I know you have to trust the process. But not like you guys and Tony. As soon as you're out of the top 5, you start shaking already, and Abramovich starts making statements. We're in a transition.
I'm in a transition. Are you happy at the football that you're playing? Because even with the transition, you still should see that growth.
Can we just do a poll of the two neutrals? Because I think it's what. Does anyone think Arsenal play more exciting football than United?
No, 100%.
Even though I hate United, I'm saying no.
No,
that is madness.
No, but then how come they call you boring Man United?
Who does? We've scored the most goals in the league. What are you talking about?
Scoring more goals doesn't.
You didn't come prepared.
There was a meme that said you guys made a 9-0 look boring. so it's like
that was Abe that said that. I ain't seen no memes like that.
That's mad.
Bro. Ollie, did you watch that 9-0 game?
I didn't know.
Chris, did you watch the
first 5 minutes? But yeah.
Ollie, we played Villa recently-ish. What was a more exciting game? The way we set up to play Villa or the way Arsenal set up on Saturday?
Yeah, our game against United was definitely better to watch. Well, I won't say better to watch because obviously it wasn't the result we wanted. It was probably a better game of football. For me, the game against Arsenal was just a nerve-wracking 88 minutes. We got in it, we got ahead, and we just stayed ahead, and it was just edgy. That was it. No one wanted to make anything happen. Odegaard looks good, though. I'll give you that. But yeah, it's just edgy play from Arsenal.
Our problem is this. It's simply this. Aubameyang is fucking somewhere else. He got his big contract. He's not into it anymore. What's his name? Pepe, I don't think he's going to be the real deal. Arteta's getting him to do a little bit better now that he's playing on the left, but I still think that I don't trust him. I don't trust our front three. Everywhere else, I'm fine with, right? Because what everybody was telling us was our problem was defensively, And we had to take this process to make that big jump because we've always been terrible on that sense. So in terms of the transition of where we're going, I'm happy for the short-term pain that we're getting right now. And that's just me thinking about it as a rational decision, because I prefer how we're playing right now than we were when we're scoring 50 goals and then conceding 45 goals. That makes no fucking sense. I think this is the necessary transition that we need to go into.
It's gone the other way. I think it's a balance. We talked about this at the start of the season. Personally, I still don't think you have good defenders. I think Arteta's approach is just so defensive that you concede less goals, but you're scoring. He's made your best player way worse because the system is literally a defensive-minded one.
It's suffocating Aubameyang.
No,
yeah, literally.
I think Aubameyang has taken his foot off the gas. That's on Aubameyang. That's not on Arteta.
What about the rest of the players? No one's scoring.
In terms of who's not Laka's scoring goals?
He's got 6 goals in the league. He's got 6 league goals.
Yeah, because before that, we're not playing Ozil. As soon as we put what's his name? Look at our goals versus take out United because you guys scored 9. But then since we've got the youth players and we got Saka playing again, he's scoring goals. Saka's 19 and he's scoring goals.
But how many? Do you know how many goals you guys have scored? It's really low. It's really, really low.
Yeah, I know, but then we're talking about from when we started to actually put the youth in the team. Before that,
but then Spurs fans could then go, we're not boring. Look from this part of the season to this part. Do you know what I mean? You've got to look at the whole season as a whole.
Yeah, but then if they are backing the style of play so much, why are they asking for Mourinho to go already? Why are they?
You keep deflecting. I'm just saying you can't take a sample size. You've got to look at the whole piece to make a decision. You can't say. The reality is, the games you're looking at, you had a good win against Chelsea.
Yeah.
You beat West Brom and you beat Fulham,
Did Liverpool beat West Brom?
I love how he came at United and went, oh, yeah, they did. Okay.
That's the only team. So that's
Alfred,
fine.
Alfred, that makes no sense because Tottenham weren't scoring goals, but Tottenham beat West Brom. West Brom have conceded the most goals in the league. I don't think it's a good barometer to say you're playing attacking football because you beat West Brom. Didn't Villa slap West Brom? Everyone's slapping West Brom these days.
No, they didn't.
Well, besides Liverpool, but yeah, we'll move that subject. But yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm basically saying is I'm cool with how we're going. I know you guys can't stand it, and you're wanting to go crazy.
At what point do you think it becomes that he's not doing a good job?
When he's got to the point where he's been able to buy the strikers that he wants and the players that he wants, right?
No, this season. Before the transfer window.
Acceptable end of season result?
If we start to fall further and further in the bottom half of the table, I just want us in this season, considering what's happened, if we fall within the top 10, considering the crazy nature of this season and what has happened, I'm cool as long as we start to move forward from next season and we use the summer to buy the players that we need. Because priority for this year was to clear the dead wood, and we sold 8 players.
Well, Arsenal not a buying club. Arsenal never been a buying club. So,
but also the only reason that I think that's weird is because when we did the pre-season predictions, you put Arsenal to finish 4th. So you can't say that he's not doing a bad job if he's fallen way below your expectations.
Yeah, but no, it's not he's fallen. It's the players that Willian has been the worst signing of the season.
Oh, God.
But you were singing his praise at the start of the season.
He's responsible for the players, surely. Yeah. If the players aren't playing well, you don't just go, oh, bloody hell, it's the players. That's his job.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is when people, and this is not me deflecting at all, but when people were saying that Mourinho was the problem at United, was it Mourinho or was it the players?
I think it was both.
No, but then if you take Bruno out of that team, you're still getting exactly the same results that you were prior.
No.
I think we've improved as a team all over.
Because of Bruno.
No.
Yeah, he's had a big effect on that, but I think the team's improved.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying Bruno, but I think take Bruno out some equations and the team is doing potentially better than where we were when.
Are they? You finished second. You finished second under Mourinho.
Yeah.
Are you winning the game? Are you winning the Prem?
No, I don't think so.
Obviously not.
Ron, you better be ready with that.
We're not winning the Prem. We know we're not winning the Prem. Look at City. They've got what? Two games in hand currently, and they got 50 points. Come on, it's like
Man United fans can't say that if you take Bruno out, you're still going to get the same results because Bruno.
No, I don't. Of course, yeah. If you take It's like saying.
No,
if
no,
you
I'm just saying
take
that's what Roger's saying.
yeah.
If you take him out of the equation, then you're still gonna perform at the same capacity that you are now. Now you won't, because Bruno is the link to everything that you like do.
No, I agree. The point I'm making is, if you predicted your team to finish 4th at the start of the season, and they're currently in 10th, potentially going to go to 11th, 12th, I get what you're saying, you know what, he needs another season. I think that's fine to say. But you've also then got to say, he's doing a bad job. He's not doing a good job.
No, but then that's the difference. Like, we know the problem is the players that are not. If Aubameyang is performing the way he did last year, they're in the top 4 easy. But he's not performing the way they did last year.
Okay, so are you
But
guys
you were in
still
top
playing
4
the
last year.
Are you guys still playing the same system, right? Are you guys still playing the same system as you did in the FA Cup?
No, we're actually playing. No, we were more restricted in the FA Cup.
Nah, I don't think he was.
We were only scoring through Aubameyang was the only person that scored for the FA Cup semis and the final. He was the only threat.
Yeah, because when you look at the role that Aubameyang was playing in the FA Cup final, he had more freedom. When you look at him now in games, like I think he's more restricted in what he's doing.
I think he's in people's pocket. He's not a great footballer. He's a great goal scorer, but he's not a great footballer.
I agree with you. But I'm just saying, I think there has to be a bit of both. You can't just say it's the players.
Yeah, that's like a really mad statement. Like, you can't just say it's the players. It stops with the players. Like, he has a responsibility to get those players.
Say he signs some players in the summer. Let's say you win the league next season. He signs some players in the summer. Are you just going to say it's the players? It's not Arteta who's won this trophy. It's the players. No,
I'm saying that the best thing, even if this is how, like, we're having a different conversation. And Arsenal's like in terms of talking about who has been the player of the month, Arteta has been added as one of our candidates, as people say, for Jan. Like, we see what Arteta's doing for our team. That's just our team that sees it. If you guys want to blame Arteta for whatever, that's down to how you guys operate and blame people.
Is that a real thing? Arsenal have?
Yeah, go to the Arsenal page right now. There's four candidates, which is Saka, Tierney, Leno, and Arteta.
Well, Leno
what does that prove? It's 1 month out of the season.
It proves that we rate what he's doing. The people that have let him down has been Luis doing the individual error. That has nothing to do with Arteta.
I don't get that point. I don't get that point.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's not only you guys are the ones that are like causing this Arteta narrative. Within Arsenal, we know what's happening. We know that we have to.
No, that's like saying we're like actually paying attention to the real world, and Arsenal are saying, "Yeah, we'll make our manager the player of the month." That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is that other than Liverpool, who won, we know that Ole is a dog shit manager. Is he not?
But let's talk about the comparison.
Conversation.
Okay.
But let's talk about how you can come to that conclusion, but say that Arteta's doing a good job when he's in 10th. Do you not hear how mad that sounds?
Then also, but also you'll be happy, like, if they finish 10th. Like, man, that should definitely not be a conversation for an Arsenal. Like,
but also Man United shouldn't be having the conversation to finish top 4, considering who Man United are.
In this current season?
No, don't say. I'm saying in this current season, but that's why I said 10. You forgot my.
But you're not making sense, because you said 4th. No, you said you'd finish 4th.
Yeah, but then
Derby said you'd finish top 4 as well.
No, but
so Arsenal fans had expectations at the start of the season to finish in top 4, right?
Yeah, I also said that I thought Chelsea was going to finish 2nd, right? But what I'm saying is, giving.
So then you can say Lampard has underperformed.
Yeah, but listen. Yeah, but then they spend 200 million. The reason why.
So you're saying Arteta hasn't underperformed? Do you think he's doing how he should be doing?
It's his first full year as a manager.
It doesn't matter. Like, Arteta's not doing a good job.
What position did Liverpool finish the first season?
It don't matter. No. Listen to this.
Considering he was a Premier League, he was a German Bundesliga winner.
But he's not doing a good job at the moment.
Okay, when we'll see.
For Arsenal standards, for where Arsenal should be, being neutral, Arsenal should be aiming for league titles, not for fucking 4th.
Yeah,
that's it.
But we still have more titles in terms of titles than United have in the last 4 years.
We're doing stats now, because if you want to start doing stats, then
he's got more titles than Villa at the moment, and he's not been a manager for more than a year than you guys, Aston Villa. Has he not?
Is he doing? It's just such a simple question. Is he doing a good job?
I said yes, and then you're not happy with the answer.
No, that's fine. I was just clarifying. As long as
I've said
That's
yes
your
5 times.
Yeah, it's your opinion.
Yeah. So,
Man United game.
Howler, we can put that one in as a howler.
So good.
I'm just
Can't believe he's up as player of the month. That is fucking
That's
mental.
weird.
That is
No,
so
to be
funny.
fair, they had a good January, but I think they beat Arsenal, they beat Chelsea, West Brom. I can't remember who the other team they played.
Southampton.
Brighton, was it? Was it Brighton?
Brighton, who
The manager in
lost
that,
to. Sorry?
putting the manager in that category is.
Yeah, but then that's down to you guys. We know what we've got to deal with.
I think
they had a good January, but of course that was our
they had a good
tactic and
January.
not the players.
We know that in 2 years, Villa will be back in the relegation zone. We know you guys will.
Oh, look
Oh,
at
Lash
you
it
guys enjoy
out.
your season.
firing shots, man.
You guys enjoy your season, right? Let us move in silence, and then afterwards we'll have this
Speaking on
it.
conversation.
Silent about it, mate. There is literally nothing silent about the Arsenal fan base.
Let us
on Villa. Just a quick question for Ollie, just to segue into Villa. I don't know what you think about this. I think Villa are at a weird spot in that they're doing so well, and it happens to a load of teams. It happened to Villa before when they had Milner, Ashley Young. How do you improve on what you've got without going big? You know, without spending big money, like top 4 money. How do you improve on what you've got? Because I feel like if you just spend what you've no, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Number one is hold on to Grealish for as long as we possibly can. Like, obviously, that's number one. That is a huge thing. If we can hold on to him, I think we stay a real proper team in the league. I think the other thing is that we've got a substantially improved team, a team that's now challenging for 8th and could potentially end up in 4th without really breaking the bank. I think Ollie was our biggest sign in this transfer window, and a few others, but we're talking, you know, in the 20s to 30 and sub 20 mil sort of regions. They're not crazy numbers, and they've completely changed our team. If we can continue to do that, which is a lot easier said than done, like every single one of our signings has become a starter and impact player, like that's probably not sustainable, but it shows that we've got a good eye for talent and we're not afraid to go after the people we really care about or really like believe in.
Your owner's rich, don't he?
Yeah. So we've got some serious financial backing, which is one of the other ways we can hopefully stay competitive. And that's one of the reasons Jack's staying, is because we're paying him crazy money every week. You know what scares the shit out of me? I look at Sheffield now and I think, what were they last season? 10th, and they had a real style of play, really similar to the way Villa play now, where they had a lot of character, a lot of belief in each other and played for the team. And now look at them, they're floundering, they're not who they were. They're completely clueless.
I think you've got much better individual talent though than they did.
Yeah, I agree with that, definitely. I just think, but you can see how quickly it can change year on year. Like it can all break right and you can be challenging for those European spots. And then the following year, you know, I hope Elf was joking, but you really can be in a relegation battle. I solemnly believe that our core, even if we lost Jack, our core is strong enough to maintain our position in the Premier League and still challenge for serious positions in the Premier League. But yeah, holding on to Jack is problem number one.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere anytime soon anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone will be able to afford him.
Yeah, pay that money.
I think he's such a good. He's one of those players where I wasn't the biggest fan of Grealish in the past, right? But then he's one of those players. Yeah, but he's one of those players that is just like, he deserves all the spotlight that he's getting because he had to play against every team and perform against every team to the point that he had to fight to get in the England team and still perform there. And I just think that he's just like a classic example of why we love football. A player that no one wanted to be a star, and he's done it and he's carried his team. And I just think that it's phenomenal.
Yeah, I think he's been overlooked for a long time, and he's kind of let his play do the talking, a lot of it, and now he's undeniable. You watch him play, and I've had so many people come and message me like, I was wrong about him. I overlooked him. You're right, he is this good. And that's like super satisfying.
Soon you're going to hear that about Arteta. You will wait. You wait, mate. You wait. You wait.
Anyway.
I think I need to see Grealish do it on like the big stage though. I want to see him like when England decided to want to choose him and start him. I want to see him do it on the big stage and get the recognition that he does deserve. I still ain't gonna give it to him. I don't like the geezer, but
wonder why.
Jack, I love everything about him. I can't lie.
Yeah, he just moves so like it doesn't look like he's moving with pace, but you can't stop him. Like he ran past some. Yeah,
he bullied Bellerin at the Emirates, man.
Bro, stiff armed him. but honestly, our issue, like this is just me like seeing our team. I've been telling Derby even from the moment they blew the whistle for the FA Cup game. I was like, for me, if Aubameyang doesn't turn up in this game, for me, I'm like, I was the only one that was criticizing him at that point. He doesn't do enough for the team. It's like, it's great for you to get all these scoring titles and stuff, but you're not doing enough for the team. And I'd prefer what Lacazette does when he's on the pitch to what Aubameyang does when he's on the pitch, because everybody else plays better and it's better for us as a team. And we just have to like get rid of all those players that are like at the end of their contract and we keep them on because of nostalgia and because they have a great season. And then they're on big money, not motivated at all. And we have to rely on Emil Smith-Rowe to help.
Question for that one. Question about that one.
Yeah.
At the end of last season, would you have said that? Don't give him a contract.
I wouldn't have said that because I wanted him to sign, but his I didn't predict his motivation levels dropping. If you play like I was doing last,
you were saying some big things at the end of last season.
Yeah, because he was motivated, but then now we realize why, right?
Yeah, because like you guys getting signed his contract was like the biggest transfer deal of the summer or something like that. So even like for a press conference and shit.
Yeah, that was the big focus. So we were instead of focusing on buying other players, we put our summer was all about keeping Aubameyang, and then he hasn't delivered, right? So
but he's having apparently he's having personal issues though, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like he can't play some games, and then you have fucking Willian going to Dubai because he's having issues, and it's like it's just so mad. We have all these players that are just going through all this different crazy shit. We had Thomas Partey come in and he's hardly played a game because he's always injured, and when he plays all right, he's injured. So I think honestly, I think that the results, yes, are not what we're supposed to be. Would I want us to be a lot further? 100%. But I trust in the manager. I think he's going to get it right. Did you think that was due to Everton just being too good to put down, or did United?
No, not at all. Everton had 3 shots and scored 3 goals. That was due to the same issues that we know we've had from the start of the season. Defense isn't good enough to maintain a title challenge.
Yeah, look at that.
That's why I haven't been shouting about titles, because there's the same defense. They're not going to win a league. I think they'll finish top 4, but they're not going to win a league with this defense.
Ron?
Also, look at that Maguire moment. Like, I think it was the 94th minute where he literally was looking for a free kick and he didn't get it given. And that was a chance for them to actually score. They could have scored then. And I feel like we just kind of let our hair down and we just kind of like, you know what, it is what it is. We do not keep the same passion and that same like, shit, we need to win this game. And why have we not managed to keep like clean sheets in the past few games? Like, De Gea keeps making so many mistakes, and it's to the point where it's like, it's his defense.
Dave's got to sit out, man. Dave's got to sit out. It's
like letting him down. Like, I'll say that, like, that's his defense letting him down. Like,
no. Let's not do this. Let's not mollycoddle him. He's not a toddler. Let's not mollycoddle him, man.
It's not a toddler. But he's a great keeper.
No, he's not. Not anymore. Not anymore. No. He was a great keeper, but he's not. You've got to call it as you see. You can't be biased. You can't be like Alfred defending things that he doesn't see. Do you know what I mean? Like this would be the equivalent of what he just did with Arteta, of me coming here and saying, no, Dave's still great. It's still this. He's making mistakes. He's costing us points. It doesn't matter if he has the odd good game or the odd good month. I'm looking at what he's doing across the season, and he's not consistent enough. It's not good enough. It's similar situation to what you were talking about, Aubameyang. He's been given this big contract, and will these clubs learn about giving these players these massive contracts, and then their motivation goes down? And for me, he's got to be dropped. You got to drop him.
In terms of the Arteta comparison, I would compare that with David De Gea's first season, when everyone was saying, oh, he's not going to be good enough. And I think that even the players went to Fergie and said he's not going to be good enough. Then he ended up being a great goalkeeper. I think that's Arteta's more there. I do agree with the Aubameyang comparison, though. I think that's where they are. It's almost like you need to let young Henderson come through, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, De Gea, for me, he cost that game. There's certain moments in games, right, where it's like a balloon, right? and Everton were a deflated balloon, and he just blew air into them. You know, that game.
Where are you going with this? No,
that's just the point. Like, I think
when we played them last time, same scenario. Like, how? Like, it's just like, come on.
But interestingly enough, the point that Alfred was making about Arteta, I actually think those are the things that you can credit Ollie with, because Ollie came in off the back of Jose, killing this dressing room, killing morale. I don't think Ollie's a great coach in terms of coaching, but I think the way he's managed a lot of situations actually has been very good. And if you look at the mood around the club compared to when Jose left to now, the football that's being played, you know, the goals that are being scored, it's a completely different thing. I think and this is why I say to you, Alfred, I don't think you're consistent, because if Arteta was doing the same job that Ollie's doing, you'd be saying he's doing a great job. But you're saying Ollie's not doing a good job, but Arteta is. That makes no sense to me.
No. All I was doing is asking you guys whether you think like Ollie's a great manager. Do you think that it's down to him? But again, you can't use that, because you told me that your players are better than ours at the start of the season. So how are we above you? Do you know what I mean? You can't have it both ways. You're saying it's the players. You're saying it's not Arteta, it's the players. But you said your players are better than ours. Yeah, but our players they're not performing. It's the same players, but it's not the same output. We're not getting.
Why? Why is that? Who's responsible ultimately?
That's a part of that. Well, they should be getting rid of them. That's what I want to see. When he got rid of Ozil, right? One of the players that was doing that. Let's see in the summer if he sorts out the other guys.
Exactly. And this is what I'm saying to you. If you look what Ollie's done, he's come in, he got rid of Sanchez. Same process. So I think, for me, I said at the start of the season, I've been consistent about Arteta, Lampard, and Ollie.
Let me ask you the question. Sorry to interrupt. Do you think that Ollie, you asked me the question, and I said that I think Arteta's right for the job. Do you think that Ollie's the right man for the Manchester United job?
Not long term, no. Let me say exactly why I think he is. Mm-hmm. I think he's a transitional manager. I think he's done well in rebuilding certain things around the club. But let's be honest, Jose is not a culture manager. Jose doesn't come in and build a culture, does he? When he leaves, it's like, you know that meme of, is it SpongeBob with the fire all around him, like everything burning, like that's what Jose does. So I think from like a culture rebuild, I think Ollie's done well. I don't look at our football and say we're a well-coached team, but he opens them up. We play attacking cavalier football. It's not it's not tippy-tappy. It's not technical. So I don't think he's a good coach. I ask Ben. I go at Ollie every week about his coaching, but you can't deny that he's doing a good job. No one would have said, yourself included, you had us to finish 6th this season. So you can't say he's not doing a good job this season.
I got a question. So
go on.
When this whole coronavirus thing started, you guys were like 7th or 8th, innit?
Yeah.
Do you think if the season still carried on without stopping, right, do you think Ollie would still be in the job right now?
I think
because you had a lot of injuries, and when the season restarted, you had all your players back. So do you feel that if the season continued without them players that you had injured, do you think he would still be in the job?
It's a tough one to say, because if you look at Spurs, right, for example, Spurs had a lot of players injured. Kane was out, Son was out, right? Those players came back. I think Spurs were a point behind us. They still didn't finish top 4. Do you know what I mean?
It's not to do with Spurs. It's you guys, isn't it?
We probably wouldn't have finished 4th purely because Leicester, I think, collapsed. Although we finished above Chelsea as well. So,
and Sheffield United.
It's such like a hypothetical question. It's tough to say.
I wasn't just to go back to the whole talk about Ollie, and also we touched on Lampard as well. I actually I think I said the fact that the big clubs are giving the players a chance is the adverse effect to what everybody else said is the norm. And I actually like the fact that they gave them a fighting chance. I didn't want Chelsea to get rid of Lampard, because
I agree.
But what I'm getting at is I've spoken to United fans and they all say they don't like Ollie. Whereas when you spoke to me, I like Arteta.
Yeah, but you're one. That's what I'm
difference.
saying. I don't think that is a difference. Loads of Arsenal fans want Arteta out. You're trying to build this narrative like Arsenal fans are behind Arteta. They're selling Arteta out shirts. Like you're not a.
You're saying troops.
Reflection of the
Troops
whole.
didn't like Arsenal. Was selling Arsenal Wenger shirt.
Loads of your fan base want Arteta out. That's not like a lie. That's the truth.
I can't even agree with that. Giving the players a chance to manage these big clubs because of the way these big clubs are. I knew from the start.
I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying.
In terms of Lampard's gone to Chelsea and they've given him money to spend on all these players. And of course, they're expecting results. And if he's not going to get those results, then lo and behold, you're going to get sacked because that's the club that Chelsea are. They're not going to give him.
I agree with what you're saying.
He's had the chance at Derby, he's done good. And he's gone to Chelsea and he's got sacked. And how's that going to help him further down the line?
No, I think for me, what I was saying, I don't think they should get the opportunity. Like, for example, I've said all the time, Brendan Rodgers, for me, the fact that he's been overlooked while Arteta, Ole, and Lampard have got these big jobs is wrong. But once, and I actually do agree with Alfred, I think they should give Arteta a chance. And I think what Alfred is saying is half right. Arteta might have a great season next season. Where he's wrong is saying he's doing a good job this season because he's just not. But I think once you install these inexperienced managers, you have to give them time because they're not experienced. How are you expecting them to have immediate results when they haven't got experience? You got to give them time.
But for you to be that top club and want to get back to where you are, challenge for titles, you can't go for experience. You have to go for someone who knows what they're doing.
Don't give them the job then in the first place. My thing is once you give them the job. Yeah, once you give them the job, though, give them time because they're inexperienced.
Because it goes two ways, right?
But it's a business.
No, but it goes two ways. Are you a team that plays for the season or a team that's playing the infinite game, right? You don't get your long-term managers that achieve long-term success if you're not playing the infinite game. You guys got a Klopp, but you guys backed him to when you were finishing 6th or 7th, and then when you were celebrating when you guys drew to West Brom. And everything. Fair. But then over time,
I just want to keep us honest. I think Klopp finished 6th in his half season, and I think he's finished 4th in every other season. So let's but
Arteta in his first ever coaching job ever has won a trophy.
Yeah. So
what I'm saying there is, because he started off on such a high, he needed this period to be able to learn, and I'm happy with that. I think that.
But I think what we're saying is, I remember I said I agree with what you're saying, but you can't say he's doing a good job this season. They're not like intertwined, like sack him because he's not doing. You can say he's not doing good this season, but I'm confident he'll turn it round next season. Because if you finish 10th again next season, you're not going to turn around and say, "Oh, he's doing a good job again."
Yeah, but you have to know where to aim your energy at. I think that everybody just aims at the manager because it's just an easy target, right? I think
your players are not performing, but like I said, but then your manager is responsible for the players as well.
Yeah, but then
you can back someone and still say they need to do better. You can still back them, but still say 10th is a terrible, terrible output for the players that you've got.
I think the problem for us is our board. Those are the guys that need to fucking sort out. That's where I'm aiming. Edu and them, man, they need to do a fucking job, right? Because
what can I
do? They have to invest. We're spending more money than any other team to go and watch games and invest in the team, and they're not spending anywhere near the way that anybody else are. I think that's the problem, right? They expect
Emery spent money and
but Emery came from PSG. He's an experienced manager. He's played for Sevilla before that. This is Arteta's first job, right?
And he spent more than us in the summer.
Sorry?
He spent more than us in the summer.
This summer?
Mm-hmm.
And then the year before that, how much did you spend on Maguire?
But you're talking about Arteta. So I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah, but he's this. Okay, how much did you pay for your man that's not even playing a game?
Diallo.
35.
Yeah, so Diallo is how much?
I think he's like 18 rising to 20 something. I don't know the exact thing.
No. He's a 40 million pound player, bro.
You think he's a 40 million pound player?
No.
I'll tell you what.
I'll go on Google now, find it. So now this is how you know that you don't watch your team's transfer spending. So you got him.
About here? Who are you talking about?
And then who you got as well?
18 million.
Sorry?
18 million, bro.
Thank you. You don't listen, bro.
1 second. Let me find this. I'm gonna find this.
21 million euros to be.
You don't listen.
And then what about your guy from Ajax?
He's like, all right, let's move on.
No. I'm looking into this transfer while I'm asking that question.
He was 35. Alfred, you spent more than us this summer, trust me. I don't make statements without knowing the answer first.
But then but the only player that we bought was bought Thomas Partey and Gabriel.
Yeah, we bought Van der Beek and Tellez.
How much was Van der Beek?
35 mil.
How much was Tellez?
13. What are you on about?
How much is the U?
In January.
That's January.
What did you say? January, 21 million euros.
Yeah. So by maths, you spend more than us.
I just said in the summer you spent more than us, and you've just added. You've just chose to just.
No. But I don't understand
what you.
No, from the summer, because that's what we talked about. Thomas Partey in the summer and Gabriel in the summer.
I just said you spent more than us in the summer, and then you've just completely changed the goalposts.
No, but you haven't, because that's the only two players we bought. Everyone else
spent more than us in the summer. That's a fact. That's not a opinion. It's a fact.
But then in the last 4 years, how much have you spent more? Like in terms of
oh my god. No. Oh my life.
Wait, I'm gonna come back to you because that's not factual. Where did you get that deal? Where did you get that concept from of how much that you guys spend more less than us this summer?
No, we did.
It's true, that boy.
It is true. I don't understand what he's
like.
We're gonna fact check that. We're gonna fact check that. But
okay, just admit the howler if you're wrong.
The final point of the day was all about Mike Dean and West Ham. And then, do we think that VAR is killing football? Thoughts?
Do you know what's funny about Mike Dean? I think Mike Dean's a rock star. He makes me laugh so much. But I get why. Like, if he's refereeing your team, he's obviously going to be frustrating. But he's just funny, man. I think he's hilarious.
He does it for the viral moments, doesn't he? He's got a secret.
Yeah.
He's got a TikTok out there somewhere where he's doing. There's no way a ref operates like that, man. Honestly, he's always.
Do you think it's the refs? No, yeah, it is the refs. Because I was going to say it's not VAR because I think it's the rules, isn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, there's the rules.
It's a bit of both.
But we just think that the people that are policing the VAR are just shambolic, because you'll see the slow-mo and you'll think that they'll make the decision. Look at the Villa thing. It wasn't working, right? But the reason why they stayed up last year was because of that.
Alfred, man. He's talking to Villa today.
Yeah.
He's like,
not VAR either. That's not VAR. That's totally separate technology.
But then if the goal line technology is not happening, then the VAR guys can see that and overrule it, can't they? Surely. I
don't know how it works, but apparently
then you start getting like apples and oranges. Because in the FA Cup final, I swear that Chelsea player got sent off and it wasn't a red card. So do you know what I mean? Like, decisions go forever. Yes, Villa stayed up for that. You could say Arteta only won a trophy because the man got sent off wrongly. But do you know what I mean? Decisions go.
It's the game, innit?
That's the game, yeah?
It's the game.
I just think they need to make the refs not necessarily more accountable. I think if the refs came out post-match and said, do you know what? This is what I saw. I made a mistake. Or even if they don't say I made a mistake, just say, look, this is what I saw. This is what we've been told. This is how we've been told to apply the rules. I think people would go, okay, I don't agree, but I sort of understand what they're saying. Mm-hmm. But I think there's such a gap between the people that officiate the game and actual footballers and fans. You've got footballers come out this season going, I don't know what the rules are. Like, that should never, ever happen.
You know what it is? What would be really interesting if they ever actually brought in, because I know they did this in Australia where they mic up the refs and you can I feel like that, for one, would provide a bit more clarity to fans.
Mike Dean would be like, am I on camera? Am I on camera?
I don't think that's viable because of how much abuse they get, man. I don't think they could do that because I think all you pick up on the mic is them getting cussed out relentlessly by these players. And that's the issue, really, is that there's zero respect for referees. I know they're making mistakes. It's an almost impossible job that's now being overanalyzed by multiple TV cameras and super slow motion in all corners of the stadium. and then they're held to this impossibly high standard when they get anything wrong.
Yeah.
Mike Dean's at home now, and he's not reffing for the next however many weeks because him and his family have had death threats because he had a bad day at work. Like, get a life. What is wrong with people?
You look at rugby, and rugby, that ain't happening at all. They respect the refs.
Mental.
Do you know what I think about these decisions? Don't get me wrong, some of them are howlers, but personally, like, we lost Sheffield United, right? And they came out and said that the refs made 2 mistakes in that. But I look at that performance and I go, did we deserve to win that game? I feel like while we're looking at decisions, fair enough, the decisions went against us, but that happened. Did we do enough to win that game? Stop looking at the refs. We were awful. Do you know what I mean? I feel like look at your own performance first before you start looking at other things. Do you know what I mean? Like the refs, it's not as if the refs are making 10 wrong decisions. You're talking about one moment.
Yeah, because people being always have someone to blame, don't it? And that's their scapegoat, which is the referee. They're always going to point to the referee and said that you made that mistake. You cost us, so you're going to get the slack for it. It doesn't help when the fans get involved and decide that they want to include it as well, which I don't feel right.
But I genuinely do think, from what I watch, I genuinely do think they do even themselves out. Because you're talking about Villa. Say Villa had an unlucky penalty go against United, right? But arguably, Villa could have conceded a penalty on Saturday with Martinez and what's his name, Lacazette. So it's like, you sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. It's like, just move on.
Yeah, I think they probably do even themselves out because they are so subjective that they probably do shake out in the middle. And I'm careful not to be super vocal on this as the Villa fan that stayed up because of Hawkeye and whatever. But I'm also just sick of seeing it. Like anything we do, it goes back to Hawkeye. It's like, okay, that's one moment in a match, but the game didn't stop there. We didn't concede or not concede the goal, and the game ends. There's still lots to play. You can do whatever you want. I hate that everything starts and ends with the referee's performance. There's a real problem with football fans that a decision goes against us, and therefore he's responsible for my team underperforming for 90 minutes.
Exactly.
Outrageous.
That's it.
But Alvin, before we carry on with the discussion, I'm calling bullshit on your transfer thing because you spend more than us. So let's go on back.
How much? Go, Alfred. Go on. Read it out. Hold it up.
75.1.
Read it out. Read it out. Where's your source? Where's your source first?
Okay.
Where's your source?
Let's go.
Tell us your source.
The source it's called transfermarket.co.uk.
Transfer Market. Why don't you find it from Ajax site where they released how much we spent?
No. Listen here. So it's saying, and you can tell me if it's the wrong numbers. Right?
Yeah, there we go. I'll tell you that.
So Donny van der Beek, 35.1.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
You got Ahmad Diallo, 18.9.
Alfred, we just said he wasn't in the summer. I don't understand.
But you secured him then.
My God.
Nah, we said summer.
What are you doing? What are you doing, mate?
When was the transfer deadline?
This guy's having howlers. He went through in January. What are you talking about?
We already pre-signed him in the summer. It's like
No.
What is he talking about?
He was already a United player secured in the summer.
What are you talking about? He didn't have his medical till January.
The money hadn't come out. It was spent in January.
Oh my God! By technicality.
You want to be technical?
But just the neutrals. Are we moving mad or like? I'm confused.
But then you're saying
you did think
but if you're talking about since the season, you spent more than us. Then.
He said summer. He didn't say the season.
Yeah, thank you.
So but then you got this guy. It says here you got him. You actually secured him in the summer, and
No, he didn't. He was playing for Atalanta. Beyond that, because he was still an Atalanta player. I'm just confused. I don't understand what you're talking about.
They signed him in January.
No, but even with saying that, our January signing, you didn't buy, first and foremost, I'm sure I saw it on Sky Sports in the summer saying he's coming in Jan, you've already secured him, but it's all going to get confirmed in Jan. So you already had a pre-contract. He wasn't going anywhere. He was already your player.
I don't know where you saw that. I didn't see that.
No, he wasn't going in. I can go find.
I don't understand what you're talking about. He was signed in January. This is not like a subjective point. He was signed in January. No?
You guys spent 72 million. They spent 45 million.
I don't understand what you're
Not good at maths, but that does sound like more.
Bro, I'm just saying. I'm just saying that you already. But if you're talking about this season anyway, which is when he's playing, because Thomas Partey hasn't played the first half of the season, first and foremost, because of injury, which is a 45-minute play. No, I'm just saying, you secured this guy.
This guy's so rattled. He's
No,
like, no, we can't count Partey because he's barely playing.
No, what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, I'm sure
Does Thiago not count for the first half of the season?
How did I know this
injured,
player was
barely
coming in
playing.
the summer? But then how did you know?
Chris, how many games Thiago played? He didn't play like 7 games. It don't count. It don't count, does it?
They didn't pay for him. He came for free.
It don't count. Thiago wasn't free. What are you about?
What for 24 million installments?
Was he 1 year left in his contract?
You're having some howlers today, man.
Whatever. But what I'm saying is,
but in all fairness, Alfred, I agreed with you about your Arteta point. I think you also need. I did. No, I said I agree. I think you just need to also, in the same tone, you can say, I believe in this guy, but he needs to do better.